So you can name it anything, right? The idea of this project is basically track the issue in any company, right? If you are working, let's say in the someone is working in the garage as a technician, right? The system operator in the maintenance room, right? Where a lot of customer comes with the problem of their vehicles. They can register their issue. Now the technician job, the computer operator job, is to basically take all that issue and assigning to the mechanic, right? So you can make that automatic, like online system, right? Maybe let's say I'm the car owner, right? I have issue with my car. I can just go online to that service center and then just book my appointment, right? And there I can even add the issue. So that appointment or that issue is assigned to one of the mechanic on this time, right? And then that information is sent to the customer, like to me, right? The car owner. Okay, your appointment is this time, on this time, and then you know, and this is assigned to the mechanic. Here you can meet to him, right, or something like that. Okay, but that is the big picture. I mean, I'm saying you can create something like that. Here, our goal is to just create the one functionality. How you gonna write code, right, to create the issue, okay, or fix issue, right, or maybe create problem. How you gonna create problem or issue? How you gonna create, let's say, how you gonna, when you create, how you gonna display that? That is the second thing. How you gonna update and delete, right? That is the first, the core, let's say, core design in a CRUD operation. Create, read, update, delete, anything, right? You're gonna create, read, update, delete. Even user or customer or any component, not component, but let's say any things you want to create that has the functionality, right? Like you're gonna create that use component or user. I mean user, or let's say what I can call it, right? Proper way. Let's call it issue. In our case, the problem, right? The issue. How you gonna create that? How you gonna update, delete, and all that, right? That is the core concept. Okay. The next one is basically advanced. What are the advanced features you can add after, right? You can create problem, view problem, update problem, delete problem. What are the advanced feature you can add? So user authentication. So if I'm the customer, I should be able to log in and create user, basically create my account there to, if I'm logged that I can add the issue of my car. Okay, someone is there, right? Like admin, somebody there who can assign issue to the, basically one of the, user or one of the mechanic. So we will learn what in this project. What we're gonna do is, with that concept, we're just gonna do simple thing, right? How you gonna create, so assigning problem to one of the mechanic. Just think like that. Now you can have many problems, right? You can, how you gonna add sorting, like sorting or filtering. If there are many problems, you might have to display in different page, right? That is called pagination. Then you want to see the reports, like how many, uh, the issue is fixed already, right? Completed or in progress, right? Something like that, or is still open, So all that things you can put in a dashboard. I mean, in the dashboard you can add so many things, right? But even we learn here how to create dashboard. So with just one issue, right? One issue, we're gonna learn some basic concept of programming. Okay, all this feature we're gonna add, right? So the first thing is, uh, before we start installing projects and all that, right? Next.js, we have some idea on Next.js. What is component, right? So at least you guys should ask yourself, Next.js, how much I know Next.js, right? Do I know how to install Next.js? Do I understand what is component, right? How you going to import export component, correct? What is client and server component? What is that, right? What that means? Client and server components. What is routing, right? How routing work in Next.js? Next.js folder structure. So in Next.js you have app folder. Inside the app there are some other stuff, right? Like page, root route, right? And then the layout basically, and then you have the CSS file. So basically how you gonna clean up your main page, right? So we must understand route Next.js folder structure. There might be public folder and all that, right? So we must understand that when you install the Next.js project, you should have idea on that part, right? We should know how to build API in Next.js, right? How you're gonna build API, and how you're gonna connect your database, right? Basically, one of MySQL, PostgreSQL, or MongoDB. So we're gonna use basically PostgreSQL and integrate with Prisma, right? We should know how to install Prisma and all that. Okay? Authentication, we have not done that one, so we will. When the time comes for authentication, we will spend good amount of time learning authentications and registering, basically login, register users, log into the page. Then the user should be able to, right, basically you know create issue, can add, update, delete, all that, assign to someone, things like that we will do after the authentication, right? So we will do good job here. We know the tailwind, right? Basic tailwind. We know basic Redux UI, correct? How to set up all. So these are the things we have touched before, except authentication. So rest of the thing you have a little bit idea, right? But it's okay. You're gonna use during this project, and you just learn how to use it, right? Whatever we learn, you just master that one. That will be the next level of progress, right? So in Visual Studio Code, now VS Code extension. What are the extension you should be adding? So if I have to open the Visual Studio here, right? If I have to open the Visual Studio, so the first extension is ES7 React Redux React Native snippet, right? This is the first extension I will add. So this is the, because what I said, right? We're gonna start this project as we have done nothing. Okay. So next time when you create any project, these are the few things you make sure you have set up, right? Before you start writing the code. This will be like a guideline, the base, right? Basics, okay. So let's check now extension here. ES7, right? ES7 and then loss, I believe, here. There are many, like React Redux, GraphQL. Let's leave that one. I'm talking about this one. ES7 plus React Redux, React Native, right? This is the one. So you just install it, okay? Install, like you're gonna get button like this. Just install that, and then it should look like this, right? Okay, done. The next one is Tailwind CSS Intelligence. Just search for Tailwind CSS Intelligence, right? So just install this one. Okay, so where is that? Here, right? Tailwind CSS Intelligence. You can see this. So I have installed that one. Okay, let me expand. You can see this one. Okay, just install that, right? Yeah, so that is one. And what is the next one? Prettier, right? Prettier. Install the Prettier. This one, right? This is the code formatter. You can install it. Okay, and then after that we have ESLint and Prisma, right? So ESLint, install this one. and Prisma also. Prisma, right? You can install that Prisma as well. Clear? So these are the extension you can add to basically, to start with our project, right? Just add in your Visual Studio, good to go. Now, what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna first let's start with the creating project, okay, and then we're gonna set up few, let's say, packages, right, in our project, and also we configure our Visual Studio code, okay, in the setting, right? Config VS Code settings. So we can install some packages, and we're gonna config VS Code settings. Why we are doing all this? Because during the development, right, you don't want your code like too much messed up, right? So these things are gonna help improve the looks of our code, optimization and all that, right? It will help. For example, if I can go back here, something here. Let's say look, this one, right, in my app. In this code, let's say this code, okay, I have this space here, lot of space. I have maybe tab here, something like that. I have tab here. So I have not set up anything yet here, but still, if I can go right and Alt Shift and function F, right? Alt Shift F, and then see everything are arranged properly, right? Okay, so it will help. All right, so let's start with our installation of the code, right? Let's do that. Basically, the project, okay, nextjs project. I mean, I said we're gonna use the last project, right? What we had from last time. So I will just new window. I don't know if I can install the new one or let's see, not that one. Indeed, right? GitHub clone, right? And fix issue. Here is already the project, correct? What we were learning last time. So most likely I will just start in this one, right? So we can save some time just to install Next.js. No need to do that. Fix issue. So that is our project name. So I have installed a couple of things last time, right? Remember that Prisma is there and all that. I will just delete it, okay? API is there, user is there, right? So I'm just gonna delete that all. This one, this one. Just delete that. Layout, let's see what is in that layout. Okay, that's fine. Uh, home page, there is nothing, right? Also I can install the let's delete the Prisma also, right? Let's delete that. No need. I will install during the project. env file, let's delete that. I will just keep this one, so this will be useful for us later, right? Let me just store somewhere, okay? Maybe in the readme file, right? I will delete everything from the readme file, okay? For now, just clean everything. I will delete this env file also. So what can happen is when you install the Prisma, it will appear again, right? Okay. Now let's start one thing, right? What we're gonna do is, so if you look at here, basically I have cleaned this home page also, right? Look at this home page. There is nothing, just div with heading one. You guys know that. Now let's see. Favicon is there. Global CSS is there. Layout is okay, right? There is nothing changed. There is theme from the, what do you call that? The, what was that? Theme UI, right? Uh, Redux UI. Sorry, Redux UI. Okay. So we're gonna use this also, Redux UI, in our project. So I mean I can leave that one, that will not affect us anything for now. So let's, so just imagine I just install the fresh nextjs project, imagine that, and I clean up, right? I just clean up my page page, okay? I just clean up that one, and also I delete all the extra css from the css global css. Just imagine that, right? That's it. So what you're gonna do is you guys gonna create the new projects, in your github, and clone that, call it fix issue, right? And clone that in your computer. That is the first step. Second step is remove all the extra css from the global css inside the app, remove that. Then in the layout right now you don't have to change, but just change the title, right? Just change the title and description here, just change that one, okay? Make changes to your title and description for now. Don't worry about this radix UI and all that, okay? Don't worry, right? Later when time comes, because you just follow, right? Just follow the steps how we're going to build this, okay? Because I added last time, so it's there, but let's not worry about that for now. Just change the title, description, and leave it like that, right? And then in the page, delete everything in the return, right? Also you can delete the image from here, import image, delete that one, delete everything, you just have the home page here, okay? That's it. So let's run this project, right? npm run dev, right? And see what happens. So localhost, go online. I just, you can see the home page now, right? That is what displaying in the page now. Okay, so now we're going to start our configuration, okay? The first thing we're going to learn is how you're going to configure your project, right? How you're going to configure your project folder, you know for better development experience, right? Because you want to develop, you want to do things in the better way. So how are you going to configure that? So let me check the document and follow this step by step, right? So all these things we have already installed in our Visual Studio. That is good to go. Next one is prettier to install this thing, right? This packages, okay? You can install prettier, eslit config prettier plugin tailwind css, right? So how are you going to install that? I mean, you can find, right? Let's go back here, and I mean I will just go back here, right? And type npm package called prettier like that, and see what happens. So you will get this, correct? You will get this, right? So you can install npm install prettier. So let's install that. Even we have added, right, in our Visual Studio, but we need to install basically in our project, okay? So I will just go to the next terminal here and install that. So that's how you get any package, okay? What is package now? npm package, these are the program, right? These are the modules or functionality built for a special purpose, okay? Someone has built this already, right? We're just using it. Like, we are going to develop this issue tracker, right? Or the bug tracker, whatever, this app. So we are building this one. Similarly, someone has built something and exposed that, right? Basically added to the node package manager website. You can just install there, or basically add your code to the node package manager website so that people can use it just by calling npm install, right? And the prettier or anything, okay? any package, just call node, from node package manager install something, right, some functionality. If this package does anything, like maybe the package is used for creating navbar, you can install that and then you just use it, right? So most of the things is already done inside, you just configure it little bit and it will do the job, right? So that's the package. Okay, in node, because we are working in what, node environment, right? If I say node dash v, that's the node version I have installed, right? If you do okay, so that is the version, right? So npm dash v, right? So when you install node, the node package manager is come with the node by default, right? So you don't have to install separately, it's just there. But if you can check the version, right? So npm dash v, that is 10.2.4, right? That is the version of node package manager, which is by default installed from the node during the installation of node, right? When you install node, this will be also installed. So once you have this npm, right, now you can install any software which is inside the node package manager server. So there are millions, right? Okay, so they all build with the, with the help of javascript, can run in the node environment. Okay, what is node? Node is basically the runtime environment for javascript in the computer. So javascript runs in two places, one in your computer, the second in the browser, right? So, and then the node running in your computer now, right, which makes javascript program run, so that you can make your computers like a server, you can make your computer like a client. I mean, you can do whatever, right there. You have browser work as a client. In your computer, you have program which run in the node in the server. Okay, so in the node you can create server also, right? Server is nothing but a special functionality to make files, folders, whatever, run, communicate with each other and all that, right? That is server. So node environment makes all that happens in the computer. So like you hosting something somewhere, right? So that is also a computer in the cloud. Even there is some computer running, right? And there might be the node.js or something installed already, set up already, where you can set up your projects. And because that computer is running all the time, right? That is the server running all the time. So your code is online, like it will give you the link, it will like set up everything, right? I mean, see what happened, we just did what, npm run, right? And this, in my local environment, I get localhost 3000, the port here, right? 3000 is the port. This is the api, not api but ip address, right, of my computer. We can give the name called localhost because it is basically the ip address, right? And this is the protocol, http protocol, right? Hypertext transfer protocol. So now you're running this, basically your server, right? The this program is run in the node.js. There it creates the server and gives you the link, this link to view your application, right, in the browser. So that same thing happens when you host any projects in any online server, right? Any cloud server or anywhere. Okay, it will just run your project npm. You have to build, right? Npm run build. The build will make sure, in the nextjs, right, build optimize the whole code. It makes the code optimize, pack it together, and then it will make easy, right? Like if there is any error or something, it will give you the error, so you fix it before it going to the online server, right? Okay, so there will be setup process you have to go through. I mean, system will do automatically, right? Just you configure the file, couple of click, and it will run, and good to go, right? If there is error, you just look at the error. You can just run npm run build here, npm run build, right? Just run that, and it will optimize this project. If there is some error, it will give you error. If not, everything looks okay. You push the code to the GitHub, so then now you have the code, right, which is 100% okay to host, because you already checked by running the npm run build. So when you hosting in the Vercel, right, there also it runs npm run build, because the build will make sure the projects is for live, right, not for development, but this is for production. Okay, that is for production, means it should go live now for the world, right? So that build will run in the Vercel when you get error, right, because it building, and sometimes you find some error, okay, there. So that's why you run this command in your local computer to fix that issue. Okay, all right. So until now, what we have done, right, basically just install the nextjs in your computer, right? Basically, you're going to create the project in your GitHub, clone that one, install nextjs, uh, remove the just remove or clean up this page, just clean that up, delete all extra css from here, and done, right? So next thing is, you should commit every time, right? So let's call it a you know initial commit, right? Or I just set up the project. Okay, so you can say git add setup project, right? I mean, we still have a lot of work to do, but let's do that. And then you do git push. Okay, fine. So we start the next thing now, right? So let's continue. So we are installing this prettier. So we finished the installation of prettier, right? Let's go. Yeah, lint config prettier, and then prettier plugin tailwind css, right? So you still need to install this one. I'll just copy that, and I will say, now I'm going to just write npm install these two things. But what I have to do is, oh no, I have to remove that comma, right? So lint config prettier, and then prettier plugin tailwind css, right? So now I just installed two packages same time. Okay, you can find that online, just search it, right? npm lint config prettier and prettier plugin tailwind css. Just search and then install, right? But if there is no spelling mistake, it will run. If there is something wrong, there will be error, right? But let's try npm install. I can put shorthand I also, right? So it's good to go. Okay, it installed, right? Fine. So the next thing is, go to VS Code setting, right, and search file association. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's check. So file, go to preference somewhere, where is that, here, and then go to setting, right? Setting, file, uh, what was the name, file association, right? So ASS, you will get something like this. Okay, so maybe you don't have anything here, right? You maybe don't have anything here. For example, if I delete this, something like that you're gonna have, right, in the association section. Just click add, and it will be star, right, dot css. That is the item, right, and the value will be tailwind css, right? Okay, and click tailwind css and click OK. So that is what you added. I believe that is correct. Let me check. Css, item is css and value is tailwind css, right? So why we add this one? Okay, why we have done this? This will make tailwind syntax work in css file. Basically, we writing tailwind, right, in css, or maybe even in html or js, wherever, right? Just imagine this will make tailwind css, basically tailwind work in css file. Okay, that is the point, right? So before, maybe you guys having problem, right? For example, if you write any tailwind somewhere, even here, here you might have maybe some wiggling weak kind of error, like red, some, like wiggling error, because of not having that, right? Okay, so that's the reason we done that part. Okay, the next is what? Next is editor quick suggestion, right? Let's go there, and next change to the string, right? Let's go there. So again, in the setting here, I will find editor, right? So editor, editor, and it will be enable preview. So it's difficult to find, right? Editor, just type quick, right? Quick suggestion here. Okay, so in the quick suggestion, what you will get is, there is three item, right? Look at this string might be, like off, right? So you have to click on edit. It might be off. Okay, so just make it on, right? On, and then click OK. Good to go. Just do that, right? So that is done. What else you have to do now? Yeah, so next thing is how you're going to configure prettier, right? Okay, we have just installed this one already. We did npm install. So I did mistake. We should have just installed it in the development environment, but it's okay, right? You guys just use this command. Okay, prettier plugin tailwind, and then one more thing. What was that? Let's see. Yeah, this one, right? And then eslit config prettier. So all this you can use in the development environment, right? See what is the difference now, right? Okay, if I just copy this and install again, right? I mean, let's go back here. A dev dependency, right? Let's see. Eslit config next. Eslint dependency. Okay, here already these are already in the development environment, right? But my prettier and these two are in the uh, dependency, which is not in development. Okay, so you can delete. I mean, I can delete that, right? I don't need that. And what I will do is basically save this and just run npm install, right? Npm install, just to update, okay, my packages, right? And then I can go back and install this two thing again. So I have there also on the top, and also it will add on the bottom, right? But let's see, I forgot to delete this one. I mean, it will not make any difference, right? Even if you leave it there, it will work, but it's better to install in the development as a development dependency, right? 3 years and all that. So let's wait. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, so eslit config prettier, right? Eslit config prettier. Yeah, so you can see prettier plugin tailwind css, prettier, all this in development environment. That's okay. I mean, that is fine, right? It's not gonna make big difference, but we install now, right? So we good to go. I think I can leave this one here. Let's see. Eslit config prettier. This came from the system, right? Automatic. No, we install it, right? Yeah, I mean, even this one you can make a development dependency, right? And it will be also fine, but I'll just leave it for now. Just make sure, right, you put all that three in the development dependency in this one. Npm install dash d. This will make, right, this package install as a development environment. only for development. You're not gonna need these things uh, for the production, right? You don't need, because in production, if everything is okay in development, right? In production will be fine. We need all these things to check in our local environment, in the development environment. Okay, so let's move to the next step. What is the next now, right? It says prettier config. You can open this, right, and check quickly. I'm basically installing. I just copy from here. So we need to add this file, right, in the prettier JS file, I believe. Let's go back here. So, you know, so just create this file, right? Prettier.config.js, okay, and add that. Go back. So you're not gonna find this right now here, that file, okay. So just click one of here, right, like global. It should be outside, okay. So just click somewhere here and then click on the file and create this file name and copy that code, this code. So you may be thinking where I get this code. It just getting from here, right? This one. So you can copy here and paste here. Save. So what is the error now? Semicolon where? Missing semicolon, right? So I will just click all shift function and it give me error, right? So missing semicolon. So let me put here semicolon, right? And see if this will work. It will not be, or here plugins, missing semicolon. So where now it start giving me error already a lot of error, right? So I don't know where is that error. Okay, so I don't know why I get error, but anyway. So this is the object. This is the object. This is the property name and the value is here. That's it. That is all is here. This is dot prettier rc, right? Then add the plugin to your prettier configuration. Let me see what is that. And I used before one time. I didn't get that error. So anyway, yeah, prettier key is the package JSON. That prettier RC file written in JSON YAML, right? So or the prettier config JS, right? Dot prettier rcjs or this one. So that is what I have done. So I'll just copy that. If spelling mistake, maybe not. So prettier plugin tailwind CSS, right? Okay, I mean it should come up later, right? Let's leave this one. Uh okay. So what is the next one? Let's continue. We have done that one. So now change the default formatter from none to prettier in the code formatter, right? This is also you have to do it, okay? So in your code might be you don't have the default formatter, right? So you go back here and go to preference and setting, just type maybe a default, right? Something like that. Let's see. Default formatter. Okay. So you will get editor. Just type this editor default, right, like that, and it will give you that default formatter somewhere here. Okay, and just choose here. Okay, you might have something different, right? Just choose the prettier code formatter because you have added extension already. Just add that one and good to go, right? Done. And yeah, so that is all. Now you can close this. What else next? What is the next now, right? So last one is .eslint rc.json, right? Just copy that. No need to copy, right? You just go here and you will find that one somewhere. This one, okay? This one. So you just need to make changes, okay? Remember, extends is with this one, just like a value, right? As a string. Put in the array. And why we doing this? So that there will be no conflict between ESLint and the prettier, right? Just add here prettier. Just add that and it should be fine. Plugins, plugin, right? Semicolon. Just do not understand why this error is there. So done. Yeah, basically all that we have to do. These are the few things. So add the file to your main project folder, call it prettier.config.js, fine, and then put this right. Plugins, prettier, plugin, tailwind CSS. So let me just refresh the whole project one time, right? And see what. So Control Shift P, and I will say reload, right? Reload window. So until now I don't see the error, but okay, I get now. Missing semicolon. Missing semicolon where? Line 3. Okay, that semicolon is okay, right? Object. View the problem. Just do not understand why this error view problem. Okay. Prettier config.js, right? Yeah, I mean, will not be that error. I don't know why. Just follow this path. So, and finally, right, we have to do one more thing. I will let me check quickly to the tailwind CSS. And let's go back here, get started, and go to this editor setup. Let's look at here, right? So we have added intelligence already in our VS Code. No need to do that. Check out the project on GitHub. Visual Studio Code to get okay started now. Prettier plugin, right? So if you open this, that's what we were just adding. that is there. Upgrade to VS5. Okay, so to ensure that the class sorting tailwind configuration file, right? Tailwind config.js. Note that paths are resolved relative to the prettier config file, right? Tailwind config. So by default, plugin will look for this file in the same directory as your prettier configuration file. Right? However, if your tailwind configuration is somewhere else, you can specify this using tailwind config. Okay, style tailwind config.js, right? Styles. So maybe some to do with something here, right? Okay, let's go to the tailwind config and now make some changes there. So we're not gonna need all this background in the theme. Extend this background. We're not gonna need, but even you can leave it. It's okay. So in the tailwind config, what is there? Let's check here. Login, right? So install this prettier config. Yes. Okay, I will just wait for this one, right? I will just try to fix and then I will talk to you guys, okay, later. But for now, let's keep moving, right? What I will do, I'm just gonna delete that file for now. Should be okay. And I don't know why. Let's see. That we have done that. We have done that. Prettier config. Install that already. Then add this plugin, prettier plugin, tailwind CSS, right? Plugins. Okay, let me put this also. This plugin, I'll just add here, right? Let's add that, comma. A string is not assignable to the type plugin creator, right? Handle. So that's the problem. Fine. I will take care of this and then I'm gonna talk. I mean, basically we're gonna talk about this later. So let me undo that. Yeah, just leave it like this. By doing this, there is an error already, right? There is an error. It just detected some configuration error. So I'll just comment this out for now. Okay, and it should be okay, right? Let's say. So if you go back here now, it's okay, right? That's fine. Okay, it took a lot of time to just configure this, but I mean, you get the idea, right? If anyone has any issue, I'm going to talk about this. Okay, soon I fix this, I will talk about that later. But let's move to the next step, right? What is the next step? Few more things we have to do for today class. Okay, so let's look at the next one. So these things, right? You just have to learn one time. You know how to configure things, master that piece. So next time when you create any project, if you do couple of 4 or 5 times, right? Every time you create next.js projects, just configure all this and should be okay, right? So setting up project now, uh, core thing, right? Like core features is what? CRUD operation. We talk about that. Creating problems, viewing problems, updating problems, deleting problem, right? And the advanced feature is authentication, assigning problems, sorting, filtering, pagination, and dashboard. So this is what we're going to develop in our project, right? This is what we're going to do. So our goal should be to write working code and then improve it as needed, right? Our goal means we just start writing from zero, right? Start from the line one and improve that code slowly, okay? So we understand the setting up projects and what we're going to do. The next one is now we're starting writing code, right? Create a nav bar, okay? That is the second. And third is style your nav bar and add active link, right? You're going to use class name npm package to write the logic, right? Within the style, like you want to add some checking, right? Some kind of a test or some kind of logic or comparison, and then apply the css. So to do that, right, you can use the package called npm class. This will just group your conditions and the style together, okay? Based on condition, the style will be applied to your component or any file, any link, right? So these are the three things what we're going to do. So let's quickly do that, and then we're going to start this creating problem from tomorrow, okay? So just create a nav bar. That is the goal for today. I'll close all this now for, maybe after lunch I will quickly, we're gonna have quick talk and then explain all this. The what was the error there, right? I'll just do 1 p.m. npm run dev, right? Not npm run, but just do npm install one. Okay, so navbar, what I will do inside my app, right? Remember in the app, all the files are server file, okay? This page is server page, right? Server page. So server component and client component. What is client and server component? Every page in the nextjs is server component. It's running in the server. Clear? How you gonna make client component? By just putting the quotation mark quote right here. Use client. If you add this line of code right on the top, not code but just the string here, right? If you add this one on the top, then nextjs know, right? This is the client page. Client page. So anything here, right? What is the difference in client and server? See, you have this server running here. This server is running, right? Node localhost 3000 server is running here in the node.js. So if that is server, right, this code here will run in the node.js in the server. But soon you make it client, this page will be loaded in the browser, okay? This everything, this whole function, everything will be sent to the browser, and there it will, just load, right? The HTML, whatever it has to do, it will do in the browser. So if I put here console log, right? Console.log, let's call it client, okay? Now you're not gonna see client here. Let's go back here. What is that? See, this is a home page. I put console log client, inspect, go to console, and what you see here is, okay, so there is a lot of error, right? So some kind of, okay, fine. You look at the client, right? This is the client, okay? Because this page is running in the client, this is the browser, that's the client. If I remove this, right, now save and look at here, it just run in the node.js server. Now look at this. So what we have to understand is very simple. Every page or every component, any file you create in the nextjs is server. The code inside that file will run in the server. Only time it will be client if you put that string use client. So when you're going to need client, we will talk about that later, right? Not now, let's leave it. When it comes, I will talk about that also, because what we want is most of the time let everything run in the server, let server do the job, put everything together and send us the HTML only, right? But sometimes, I mean, sometimes you go online and fill out the form, click the buttons, that is client. Okay, so that will be run on the client. So in that situation, you have to make your page client. Anything to do with the interaction with the client, right? Like someone in the browser gonna click or fill out the form or submit something, that will be client. Very much clear. Okay. All right. So let's start our today work, right? That is creating the nav bar. That's the first thing. So I'll just create on the, because this is just one nav bar, right? I'll just create here nav bar, add here, right? Okay, nav bar. So what is the goal now, right? See in the uh, in my nav bar, what I'm gonna need, right? This is the nav bar here. Okay, this is the component called nav bar. Just gonna add, like maybe I'll just put logo here, right? Logo, and then I'm just gonna put here maybe, let's call it dashboard, right? Dashboard. So when you click the dashboard, later when we build the dashboard, it will go to the dashboard page, right? Then you're gonna have issues maybe, or let's call it yeah, let's call it issues, right? Issues. So when you click on the issues, you're gonna see the list of issue, right? It will just display here the, all the list of issues. Then in that page, maybe we're gonna add something. We're just gonna add button, right? Like a button here, and in that button we're gonna have, maybe let's call it create new issue, like that. And then you have, like the list of issue here, right? Here you're gonna have the list of issue. Okay, so but this is, basically we can do tomorrow. Our goal is to just create this nav bar, that nav bar, right? Let's do that. So we have logo, dashboard and issue, right? So I don't have logo. What I will do, I'm creating this component, returning the HTML called header, right? This is my header section. Then in the header, uh, I'm gonna add one nav, one box, right? Inside I'm gonna have link. I need a link to import link now, right? Import link is what? A tag. Remember a tag? So that's the a tag in our nextjs. So I'll just call the link, right? And then just call it what do you call that? A bug tracker, right? A bug tracker or issue tracker. Okay. So href, and this will go to the home page. That's the logo, right? Logo. I mean, you can put here the some kind of icon also. Normally how you gonna get icon, right? There is one library you can use, npm. So this is also node package, right? Install uh not react, I mean there is a react icon, but I want to use something, let's say, forgot. That is part of this Redux UI. Okay, I just don't remember, right? So uh, npm install next or react, let's call it react icons, right? But not react icons, I don't want to use this one. Okay, let's remove that. When I remember, we can install that and just add here, right? React icons. Just want to get something from here. Lucid React. Okay, Lucid, right? That's the one I'm going to use. Just this one. Okay, React icons, Lucid, right? So we call it spread npm install Lucid React. Lucid React. There are many in the React icon. There are many icons. Look at all this, right? So many icons. Okay, so you can use any one of them, right? If you just install in npm install React icons, now you can use all this. You just have to add lu for Lucid React icon slash lu, right, and choose one of them. But just use that one only, right? Lucid React. So what I will do, I will just call import, and you'll see now, right? If I just type it, maybe let's call it bug or something like that, you will get that, right? Okay, so that is the, you see, this is something look like that, right? Then just put here component. This is the component for the bug, right? Good to go. So this will be in the left side. Now I need to have one more nav, and then I'm going to need like the dashboard and the issue, right? Two field more. So what I will do, I'll just just create here the now thing, right? What to do here. So ID, I will call it one. Label, let's call it dashboard, right? The first one is dashboard, and href will be what? So I will just go slash, so that is root localhost 3000 slash dashboard. Okay, that will be our route. Good to go. And the next one is ID, I will make it 2, and label, so label, right? Let's make it slash, not slash, but issue, right? Issue like that. And what else? Href, we're gonna make it slash issues slash. So in the issue, right, we're gonna have many folder. Okay, like you can have like update, delete. So you displaying all the issue, and then you creating the issue also, right? So in the same route, I'm gonna add all that. Okay, the issue slash, let's make it view, right? View. So here you're gonna display the issue. Good to go. So that's it. I mean, I have this ID, the label, and all that, right? So in this nav, how am I gonna add all that, right? I'll just put this one, and then I say links dot map, and loop through that one, right? And then call it maybe, let's call it item, right? Like that, each item. And now I will just call the link tag, right? And here will be the label. So I should have used the UL tag also, right? I should have used the UL tag, and then in the LI just add this link, right? I mean, you can use, okay, let's make it UL. Okay, let's do that. UL, and like this. Now I'm going to use the li, right? Li, and add this link here. So each li gonna have the key that is item.id. Because what is this item now, right? You loop through this array. So this is the first item, object. Item is object dot id, that is 1. So see, when you map or when you list, right, displaying the list in nextjs or React, you must give each item the id, unique id. Okay, the key, right? You have to put that one. If not, it will give error. Good. Now you're going to add the href here. So that will be, you're also getting from the link dot href, or what is the, not link, right, item, okay, sorry, item dot href, and here the here is what the label, right? So item dot label, done. Okay, so we just have to now, so we created the navbar, right? We have not used yet, so let's go back to our layout and import that, because this will be in every page, right? So you must put in the global layout here. So I'll just go here and I'll say import navbar, right? This is the default export. Look at here, this is default export, right? So you can import like this, in the layout, import like this, import navbar dot slash from that file navbar. Now I will go down here, so that is the children, uh, and yes, just put in the theme is there, right? But just put it above the children, okay? That is nav. And you will see now, let's go back here. So you see this, so we're getting these extra attributes from the server, whatever, right? You're getting that problem. So how are you gonna fix this one? If you get this kind of error, how are you gonna fix now, right? Let me see if I refresh this page again. Okay, so there is the error, right? So this is something coming from nextjs. Okay, so what nextjs is saying is, if you have something error like that, you just put uh, suppress, I believe the suppress hydration warning, I just put that one, and also you can add this in the body, right? Suppress hydration warning, okay, just put there, and I believe that should be no more error. Now just refresh and gone, right? So there is no more error. So just put these two line of code, okay. All right, so now you can see this nav bar not styled, not looking good. So let's style that one. So if you look at the structure here, right, this is the header, correct? This is the header. Inside there is two children, one, okay. So nav, so one is the, just only one children, that's the nav, right? Nav. So what I will do, I'm going to add some class name here. Let's make it mx, maybe 5, right, or 4, x-axis margin, right? Or maybe not to put there, okay, I mean, it's up to you, whatever you decide, right? Let's put border bottom, okay, bottom, and I will put padding y-axis, maybe 2, little bit of padding, right? That's it. So you're going to see something now, that, right, that line, okay, in the header. All right, next is this nav, right, with this link one item and the ul second item, okay. It's very easy. If I just go here and I say flex, make a gap, right, of 4, and item, always make it item center, okay, so that they will be aligned in the center now, right? So see that dashboard issue is there. Even here is two thing, right? The bug tracker text, I mean, if that is the problem, let's see this one, right? There is a component, so either you put in one separate box like div and then flex it, or you just remove this one. You don't need this text, just leave it like that. Good enough. Okay, right, just leave it like that. So the next thing is this ul, because it has two objects, right? Remember, so class name flex item center and gap of maybe 4, and it should do the job, right? That is what happened. Okay, so if I click on this dashboard, I don't have that route. So this is the route, right? What is routing now? This is the route. Look at that. So it is looking for this folder called dashboard inside the app. Inside app, you are looking for dashboard, right? Same name, dashboard. And it is also looking for the page like this, right? And you just call it dashboard component, right? That's it. And you should get that dashboard now. So this route is this dashboard page, right? Good to go. And then you have, if you click on this issue, right? So you have issues slash view, right? See that? So that's the route we added here in our navbar. Issues slash view, right? So we don't have that. So again, it looking for the folder called issues, and inside it is looking for another folder called view, right? And inside that one, it will look for the page. So like that, and then just call it uh, is issue page. Let's call it issue page, right? Is okay. Now you get issue page, right? So these are not in the center, okay? These are not in the center. So you can fix that. How? See, everything, right? Every page is going to the layout as a children, and that children is not in the center, right? So how are you going to do that? Fix that is just add maybe one div right here. So now that children is inside the div, and give a class name and make it maybe, just give it mx maybe 5, right? Like that. And then you're going to make it mx auto also, right? See what happens. So mx5, and yeah, that did not work, right? So we can make it oh, sorry. What you can do is just get padding of maybe 5, and that should do the job, right? Also, so just go get inside here, okay? We just added some padding inside this div, so that this children will be, padding means what? Remember, there is a div, right? How it will work, like, I mean, this is the, let's say this is the box, this is the body, right? This is the body. Inside body there is children displaying. If there is no padding, right, it just start from left to right corner. But what I did, I just added the div, right? The div like this, and in that div I give some padding. So now the padding will add this extra gap here, right? This gap on the left and right side. So now all the children will be, any children comes will be within that padding, within that place right here. Okay, so that's how it will work, right? Okay, so if you look at now this div padding left and right, x padding left is this 20 pixel, y right is 20 pixel, and all the children will be there, right? So now let's go back. Where is that? Here. That's why you have space on the left, you're going to have some space on the right. Okay, now so we just created the navbar, right? So let's commit now. Okay, git add commit dash m navbar and git push, right? Git push. Okay, so navbar is done. The last topic left for today is styling the navbar and add active link, right? So see what that means, right? Right now we're just going to do some simple. If I click this, that is active link. If I click, it should be active, right? It should be active. If I click this link should be active. So how I going to manage that, right? How I going to make some kind of animation, some kind of css there, right? Like hover effect, some, maybe make it dark text or something red, whatever, right? So that I know I'm in this link, right? How you can do that? Let's learn that. Very simple but difficult, right? Simple but difficult. Okay, so first thing you're going to install is package called class name. Class names like that, right? Install it. Okay. So let's go to the nav bar here, right? And we're going to import that. Import class names from class name, right? Import that because you install already. Okay, it is inside your node package here, right? Or node modules are installed already. Good to go. If you go back, check in the package, you will see class name here on the top right. Class name. Look at that. Okay. The next I need is import. So next router, right? Not router, but what is that? Uh, next router or okay, use hook, right? Use router, right? That is the hook. So use router from next navigation. Don't get next router, okay? Next navigation. Use router from next navigation. Make sure you get from here. If you by mistake do the next, what was that other one? Next router. If you do that one, right, then you might have to restart your server or maybe just refresh the page. So once you have this router, this is the hook. Hook built-in hook inside the nextjs. What is the hook? Hooks are the functions, right, that has some functionality built inside. Okay, so what it does is basically track the route where you are right now. Like if I click, let's say, okay, let's experiment, no problem. If I, this is the route, right, so it will give me this route. Okay, so how on, let's call it route, or let's call it current route, right? 0 rent current route equal to, let's call use router. Like this is a function, so execute that and console log, right? Console.log current router. But now the problem is the hook now, right, will not gonna work in the server component. It's not gonna work, right? So now you're gonna get the error here. Use router, something is so you are importing component that needs use router, right? It is only work in the client component. Now it's time for me to make my page use client, then only it's gonna work. So everything looks fine now, right? Yeah, it will be okay. So let's console a current route and look at this. I'm getting now issue view, right? Look at that. So if I go to the dashboard, I'm gonna get that dashboard, right? So it will just give me dashboard here, but I don't know. It will be some, because it's client page now, right? We must go check here now in the console. It just give me the some kind of object, right? Some kind of object, but it should have. Oh, I think this give me the whole object, right? Yeah. So I'm using the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Not not the use router, but use path name, right? Use path name. So this is also the uh, nextjs hook, right? Use, every time you see hooks, that is the uh, use, right? Every time you see use, that is the hooks, and hooks is the function which has some special functionality, right? So what this does is find the path of your route. That is all. Current, not route, but path, right? Path and current path, right? Let's give it path, and it should do the job now, right? So you can see even here, you can see the dashboard is coming, it displaying, right? So if I go back, even this one, you should see something in the console here. Look at that dashboard, right? So if I click issue, you get view issue, right? See, so I have the current path now. Okay. So how I gonna make this css now, right? Because when I'm in current path, I want to make different color, my link, right, to my link. So this is my link here. the link, right? So I'm just going to add some class here in the link. So because I need to put some condition now, right? Some condition. So that means I must. So how, see that these class names are like string, right? Like this you put here, correct? String. So I need to insert JavaScript also, and I need to install in CSS and all the logic, right? So let's put the JavaScript. To add JavaScript, you put curly bracket, and to add a string and the logic together, you put the backtick, right? So now I will just call class name like this. I'm just gonna call that class name right here. Use class name. Let's call that. Oh, you know, I copy, but I did mistake. So here you add that simple. So you just put a bracket now, right? And now you can add all different kind of logic. See, first I start curly bracket, then I put that backtick to add the, to run the function. That class name is what function. That function will take object as a parameter, right? Object. Inside that object, now I'm going to add all the logic. So what I'm saying is, okay, let's put here, right? So I'll say text, maybe gray, right? Let's make it any other color, let's make it red. Maybe say 800, 800, right? When the current, so I don't know why I'm not getting that. So I can maybe, it's already okay, right? This is inside the string. So text red, if I put here, this is what gonna happen. Not backtick, but I don't know why it's not working. Let's make it something like this, right? But I don't have to, Okay, let's leave it now, because this is the now this is act like the what? This is like the property name, right? Remember object property name, and when you have property name with so many dash, you must put in the string, right? We know that is the logic. Okay, so now here you can put dollar sign, and then even you don't have to do that, I believe, because we already inside here, right? So okay, let's add the variable name. So that should be the current, what is that, current path, right? Let me remove that. If the current path equal to current path is equal to uh, current path is equal to what? This one, right? Remember this one, item.ha, item.ha. So let's see now, right? Let's check that one, okay? So I will close this and little bit expand. So refresh. It did not work. So I'm doing something not correct here. Uh, what a mistake I have done, guys. Even I don't remember, but I'm just writing something wrong way, right? Okay, let's copy that. So I will just go to ChatGPT and ask for make correction. Even I will get confused all the time. So let's put here make correction. Yeah, so now if we click, that's the current path now, right? See that? Okay, so let's see, simply class name, that is the normal class name, and then we call our class name from here, right? That's the one. Why we need this one? To combine, right? To combine this logic, like these things, okay? Put together. So now I'm gonna add another one, right? So let's control Z. I need to add the class name based on the condition, okay? So I will say text, maybe let's make it gray, right? Gray or any other color, maybe let's make it gray. How much? 800, not 800, maybe 500, right? 500. If current path is not equal to the S, that is what we have to do. Not equal, right? If they are not equal, that's fine. And then we're gonna add one more. So on hover, like let's say you hovering, right? You know, on what we can do that on hover. I put that. Yeah, hover like this. Hover, right? On hover, the on hover, right? So that is there already. So text will be 800. Text gray 800, right? And then transition to, maybe just put color or maybe all, right? Let's leave it like that. But when, right? So the hovering, when there is, just put true condition, right? True, and that is done. So see how this work now. Just tell me what will be the, when the current path is equal to this item href, right? This giving the true condition. See, all these are based on true and false. So if that is not true, then you displaying this, right? The text is 500. So you can make this now text gray. Let's make it gray 900, right? For now, the darkest one. So when this condition is true, you, that is click, right? Then the gray will be 900. Okay, text will be basically 900 color. When the condition is not true, then that is 500. But when you hover, right? When hover, let's make text purple so you can see the difference. Purple maybe 800. Good to go. So let's check now, right? So see, that's the route, right? Route. If you click, so this becomes 500. That's the 800, right? But on hovering, okay, so in hover it's not changing, right? So that's the thing. It should change. Okay, on hover it should change. So let's see. So I have done a mistake here, adding to 800, right? That was the mistake. Now I hover and look at that. I hover here and it's smooth transition and everything working fine, right? So we just added the transition, basically the active link, right? Active link, and use class name to combine the logic of active links and the CSS together, right? So yeah, so that is what we should do in the nav, right? So I will just, let me push this code, and also, yeah, so that is done. So I'll just do the git add git commit dash m and make it active link, right? So whatever work we're gonna do, right, we're just gonna commit with the same name, active link, git commit dash m active link, and git push. So let's see if this code I have to format, right? Say if this will work, alt shift, and so there is some error, right? Look at this, prettier is giving some error. Yeah, so there was, but I have to fix that, and I will, let you know, guys, maybe after lunch, or we talk tomorrow if not. So that's it for the today class, right? Let me stop this.